Welcome to the opening ceremony of CIMB Young ASEAN Leaders 2018. Yang berbahagia Datuk Hamidah Naziadin, Chief Executive Officer CIMB Foundation, to deliver the opening remarks. Please welcome the Baharin.
Industry and Community Partnership, UKM. We all know this UKM now, right? I think we can't separate Dr. Imran and UKM now, we are one. Yang berbahagia Professor Dr. Rokia Haji, Director of University Community Transformation Center. Organizing teams, students, ladies and gentlemen, and as what Dr. Imran said, all the youth. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very, very good morning. So today, as we walked in, it was actually very, I must say it was a very beautiful, small, and a very warm, welcoming to see indeed all of you all dressed in your traditional outfit. So I just want to do a quick countdown as to who you are, and when I mention your countries, perhaps you can actually stand up as well. Brunei, 3. 3 from Brunei. 8 from Indonesia, bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu. And a solo representative from Singapore. Lastly, from Malaysia, make the loudest noise, 39 years. Well done. My heartfelt thanks go to UKM. Really, this has been a beautiful collaboration. Every time when we said, we want to do, we are in again, okay, let's, without a thought, immediately it comes to mind is UKM. Would like to also, a big shout out to the Vice Chancellor who unfortunately could not be here today, Yang Berbahagia Dan Sri Dr. Nur Aslan Ghazali. Again, as I said, a beautiful campus, more importantly, a key partner in making the CIMB YAL program a success. Now, I just want to touch a little bit as to why ASEAN and as to why you are here. Whilst I have mentioned and acknowledged all the participants from each country, I now have another question to ask you all, and let's see whether you all can help me with this as well. I just want to run through in terms of population, each country. Okay, what's the population size in your country? So let's start with Thailand again. What's the population size in Thailand? Very good. 69%, very good, okay. Wow, I wish I was present, I can give you straight away. Okay. Vietnam? 95, very good. Philippines? 104 million. Myanmar? 60, the latest I got was about like, I don't know, 53, that could be a 2017. Yeah, about, not too wrong. Cambodia, 16 million. Indonesia.
262.
Wow. You just Googled, is it? Yeah. I Googled 264, you got 262. Almost there. And Malaysia? 31. Now, just imagine each of us in our own country with our own population size. Whatever that we do, that market is only that small. But if we come together as ASEAN, what's the size of ASEAN? 650 million, all right? So as ASEAN, when we come together, it is 650 million. So think about it, and this is what I want your youth to think about it, not just to think of yourself, where you come from, and what you can do in your own country, but think about what you can do, all right, as ASEAN. So for CIMB, for example, that is the reason why we have and we built our footprint outside Malaysia. Because Malaysia alone is 30 over million. We can come up with the best product, best offering, best services, but the market will be only this small at 30 over million. But today, with the technology, all right, with everything that you know, IR, with digital, with data and all that, it is so scalable. If you come up with a very powerful product, you can go across ASEAN. And what will the market be for us? 650 million. So this is what you all should start thinking. In whatever that you do, think ASEAN. When you think ASEAN, the whole market, the whole window of opportunity is just amazing, right? You can do so much more. And today, as I said, with the fourth industrial revolution, it is so easy with technology, everything. It is just so easy to get ourselves connected. So this is what I want you to start thinking about ASEAN. ASEAN should be in your agenda, in anything that you do, whether you study, whether when you work, or whether when you lead, in anything that you do. If underlying it, if we think ASEAN, then that is where a lot of things that we were singing just now on the ASEAN song, right? Let's integrate together. We can have prosperity, we can have peace, and it is a bigger community. So many of you all have heard, we began the first Young ASEAN Leaders in Indonesia in 2012. Now the whole idea of this CIMB Young ASEAN Leaders, this is a week-long program, and it aims to train exceptional ASEAN student leaders because we want you, as I said, knowing that ASEAN is your platform and there's just enormous opportunity out there. We want to start young with you, start with the youth. So we want you to start developing ideas, developing soft skills, so that you can promote the development in your own countries. When we come together, it is about diversity. It is about cross-exchange of ideas. It is about cross-fertilization of ideas. It is about cross-cultural experiences. We reach intercultural experiences and exposure when we come together as one. That is ASEAN. There's a lot, ample opportunity, and that's what CIMB, that is why we grew from just a humble merchant bank. We then grow to be a consumer bank. Then we grow outside Malaysia to enlarge our footprint in ASEAN. So you will notice that this program is supported by foundation. But in CIMB, we also believe, even if we prosper as a country in Malaysia, and if we prosper in ASEAN, but if the community does not prosper, we would have also failed. So in any organization, when we do well, we want the community to do well as well. So thus, CIMB Foundation. So there's no way we say that our communities can progress well without collaboration, because we need each other to function effectively. So with that, we want to give back to those communities as much as possible and in as many ways as possible. So since more than 10 years ago, we set up CIMB Foundation, the philanthropic arm of CIMB. And this is intended to, as I said, give back to the society, and we try not to just, and it is not about giving back in Malaysia, it is about giving back in ASEAN. We have set this up more than 10 years ago, and we have supported over 900 projects, invested about 120 million, and impacted more than 700,000 lives across ASEAN, regardless of race, color, or creed. Because diversity and inclusivity are some of our core values. And in fact, we are such a believer in giving back that this year itself, we have pledged that we will give back 1% of our PBT to empower communities and to impact lives across ASEAN. And we like to believe we are setting the trademark, we are setting the, we are leadership in this. And I happen to actually sit on another telco board, and I was at a board meeting recently, just 2 days ago. It was Maxis, and Maxis today is also coming up with a pledge of 1% of their income to again give back to society. And we would, of course, would like to see more organizations follow this path, because, as I said, what have we done at CIMB Foundation is, in terms of, yes, we have supported 900 projects, as I mentioned, 120 billion. ASEAN and all this type of lives, but what exactly have we done and how do we do this? We have achieved this through 3 pillars: community, sports, and education. One of our leading programs is our Community Link program. How do we do this? We want to reach to as many communities as we can. We want to make a difference in their lives. We want to impact their lives. We want to empower their lives. So we have branches. So what we do is we work with all the branches. So throughout, we allow all our branches to engage with their community. Whatever that they need, they then inform us via this Community Link project. Sometimes the need is so simple. I just need more trees at the park. It's okay. Come to Community Link. We will help you with that. Or it could be a case of hospitals. They need more wheelchairs. That is a community that is needed. Community Link will help you with that. Or it is a case of just schools needing more computers. Then they come to Community Link. Within that community, the branch, it gets fed up to us. And that is how we then work and go out and help the community, as I said, to impact their lives. We have a lot of all these single mothers. How do we help them? We don't want to just give them money, but we want to teach the single mothers to earn a living. So for example, we build equipments for them so that they can do baking, they can do cooking, and then they in return then can sell their food stuff. So there are lots of things that we go around. We went around on health issues. Via the community, they say that a lot of people there, they need some eye cataract checking. So the mobile clinic goes to them. So that's what we do under that pillar of community via our flagship program, Community Link. Then our next program would be on sports. If you think of it as an ASEAN agenda, you can really unite people through sports. So what we have done is, in terms of the sports, it's not about just sponsoring an event. We believe a lot in the development program. So we have developed a lot of future squash players, a lot of future football players, a lot of cyclists, and also not forgetting the minority, which is the Paralympic sports. So under the squash development program, we have started nurturing people, nurturing all these squash enthusiasts from the age of 8 all the way until they become pro, until they become age of 18. And I'm proud to share with you all, our junior squash development has produced many champions. Ng Yan Yang was our junior squash champion. We have the likes of, I like to believe you all know who is Nicole David. Nicole David definitely is the darling of our squash in the squash arena. But we have more Nicole Davids coming up via this program. We have Siva Sangari, we have Aina Aizman, Aima, so many of them coming up. All right? And this is made possible because this is how we give back to the society. We develop them from the very young age. And likewise with cycling. Again, this is a new sport that we have just sponsored, and also looking at junior cyclists from the age of 7 all the way to 17. And lastly, on sports is the Paralympic sports. We believe that even though these are differently able people, yes, they could be wheelchair bound, they could be crippled a little bit, they could be blind, but they have a right in society. So we also support this Paralympic sports, blind football, wheelchair basketball. So these are the sports that we have been giving back. So that's a little bit in terms of the sports pillar. Then the other pillar is on education. So this is one that we also invest greatly in. So one of our flagship program is Be Smart. What is Be Smart? As what Dr. Imran mentioned just now, we must be smart. Yes, there you are. We have a program where we want people to be smart. Be smart about investing their own money. All right, we have in Malaysia a lot of youth bankruptcy, and the youth bankruptcy is on the rise. Now that is very, very sad, because when you are young, and just when you're, that's what we call your youth, and you're starting out in life and laden with money problems, it's not going to help you, right? So we designed this program, what we call a Be Smart Financial Literacy, to guide the youth. When do I buy my first house? What are the implications with all this credit card? If I buy a car, is it just buying a car? How long is the duration of the mortgage? How do I spread all my investments so that I can cater? As youth, you are in your 20s, you've got to have another 50, 60 years to live. So that we want to help you do financial planning so that you can earn your money whilst you are working and also continue to have money even when you don't work, and you can have a reasonable, comfortable life. And again, we start with the young. That's the youth. So that's what we call the Be Smart Financial Literacy. In Malaysia, it is made up of such a beautiful area of people from different cultures, ethnicities, religions, beliefs, and backgrounds. So we believe in CIMB, especially for CIMB Foundation, we want to celebrate our diversity and encourage unity in our differences. So what do? We started this CIMB Mosaic School Camp. So what we want to do is to pull students from different type of schools, all different religions, different backgrounds, all coming together. It is like how I describe mosaic. I'm sure you all know what mosaic. Mosaic is a tiles, right? So imagine if you are just one piece of tile. You are good. You are beautiful on your own. But can you imagine if you have a few more pieces coming together? You become even better and stronger. And that's what the mosaic is all about. We want everybody from different religions, different backgrounds, everybody come together. And when we come together, that whole piece, we become more unique, we become more beautiful, we become stronger. And that's what we want to instill in all these people, in all these young students at a very young age. And thus this program, CIMB Mosaic, intent is to break down all the social barriers, encourage positive interactions to different activities, let them make new friends at a very, very young age. They feel comfortable working with different races and all that. And as you said, then this will lead on to the overall ASEAN agenda of everybody joining hands and working as one. So this is our contribution to building a sustainable ecosystem. Now, so as you can see, we are always looking to enhance the capacity of people and communities, particularly the youth. We have to start with you all, or you all are the future. So what we have done is that we have also aligned ourselves to the UN Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030. I like to believe most of you all have heard about that. Sustainable development is defined as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This is why the empowerment and the involvement of the youth is paramount. As the youth of today, you are designing the cities and you are determining the state of tomorrow. So the 21st century in this era of cities, big cities, already more than 50% of the world's population live in urban areas. By 2050, it will be 70%. So however, guess what? Our current model of urbanization is not sustainable. So for most of you, how long does it take for you to get to school? How long do you take to get back home? Most of us come from big cities that are choked with congested traffic and congested air pollution. So we have to be smart about this. Our cities have to become smarter. And that's where information and technology have the capacity to make a real difference. So to this end, the theme, Resilience and Innovation towards a green prosperity lifestyle, smart city, it serves as a platform for us to start training you all as youth leaders to develop a deeper understanding of how a smart city can look like. In the hopes it doesn't stop here, that after all the learning, you will then be able to take it back with you and implement it in your home countries and as well as ASEAN as a whole. I do hope you enjoy your stay, as what Dr. Imran said. Enjoy the campus, it's a beautiful campus. Enjoy Malaysia for those who are not from Malaysia. Right? But more importantly is build the networking. All right? Build the networking, stay as friends, exchange ideas, your cross-exchange of ideas. That it itself is learning. Right? It's diversity. All of you are together. We are bringing the diversity here in one platform. Make full use of it, because you are the future. You are the youth for tomorrow. And tomorrow, as ASEAN, there's ample opportunity for all of you. And what we have, our intention with CIMB Young ASEAN Leaders is to see all of you prosper, have peace, and all of us integrate as one community. On that note, thank you very much.